Hello my friends, in today's video we will take a look at some useful accessories for Sony A7 IV. The A7 IV has been on the market for a couple of months, and if you are able to get one, you might want to enhance, protect and customize your A7 IV by the use of some accessories. In this video I would like to show you my favorite accessories and maybe help you decide which accessories you should get for your A7 IV. Number 1 on my list is a screen protector. The screen is the most vulnerable part of the camera, so it makes sense to protect it. You can close the screen on A7 IV, but doing it all the time gets annoying pretty quickly. I definitely recommend using 9H specification, which is very scratch resistant. You also need a screen protector specifically for A7 IV. Screen protectors for A7 III or A7R4 will not fit. I'm currently using 9H screen protectors from SmallRig. 2 of them are included in the package, which is very useful in case that your first installation attempt doesn't work out. Number 2 on my list is a high quality strap. I have been using Peak Design straps for many years and I definitely continue to do so. The biggest reason why I personally use them is the quick release system. Sony A7 IV has a little bit narrower openings in the mounting points, but it is still usable with V3 anchor points which don't require those annoying little triangles. I own all 3 sizes of Peak Design straps, but I use the Leash 95% of the time. This new version is very well made and sufficiently wide. The length can be adjusted on both ends, which is rather convenient. You can also attach one or both ends to the bottom of your camera using the included 1/4 inch mount adapter or the Peak Design standard plate that I will show you later. All Peak Design straps give you an option to choose between the neck carry and slide carry depending on the payload or just your preference. I also use slide Lite occasionally with heavier lenses. It is wider and it can distribute the weight of heavier setups better. This one is in ash color, which I like a lot. I also own the original slide in blue color. I don't use it at the moment, but I will if I decide to buy some big telephoto lens. Another basic accessory are the SD cards. A7 IV has 2 SD card slots, both of which are UHS-II compatible. One of them is also a hybrid slot which is compatible with CF Express Type A cards. Most of the time I use Lexar 2000X UHS-II cards with 300 MB per second read and write speed. It is also V90 rated, which means that you can use it for all video codecs on A7 IV, including 500 megabits per second all intra 4K 60p. The other type of SD cards that I use are the 1667x Lexar UHS-II cards. These are still UHS-II, but a little bit slower at 250/120 read and write. These are V60 rated, so they are still good enough for everything except all intra video. I don't own any CF Express cards, but I will probably get one from Sony because there isn't much of a choice. A huge benefit of these for A7 IV users is that they will give you basically unlimited buffer capacity, so they are probably a must-have for anybody who shoots fast action. Regarding the tripods, my main travel tripod at the moment is Sirui Traveler 7C. It is 48 cm long when collapsed, it weighs 157 kg, and the maximal height is 168 cm. Maximal payload is 8 kg. It is very solid and very easy to work with. It uses twist locks, which is what I prefer on travel tripods. It comes with a very solid ball head, which is sufficient for A7 IV with a standard zoom. This is a carbon fiber version, which means that it is lighter and it offers a very good size to weight to payload ratio. If I need even more compact tripod for carry-on luggage, I use the Sirui 5C. This is a tiny tripod. It is just 31 cm long when collapsed and it only weighs 850 grams, which is incredibly light. Maximum payload is 4 kg. I mainly use it for smartphones and action cameras, but it is sufficient for A7 IV with smaller primes, such as 20mm f1.8 or 35mm f1.8. Naturally, it is not a replacement for a full-size tripod such as 7C. It is basically a middle option between taking a full-size tripod or no tripod at all. My main studio tripod is still iFootage TC5. I have made a full review of this tripod, which will be linked in the description. I also still use UV filters from Freewell. I mainly use them for traveling because they protect the front element of the lenses, so I don't have to worry about the gear that much. These are also magnetic filters, which means that you can install ND, CPL, night pollution, and other types of filters simply by placing them over the UV filters. In terms of the optical performance, you won't be able to see any difference even with 61 megapixel sensor. I also use Freewell magnetic variable ND filter system. This is a very new and innovative concept. I have made a separate video about these filters and it will be linked in the description. Regarding the monitors, I use Atomos Ninja V most of the time. The main reason why I use it is that the panel is very detailed, more than sufficiently bright and accurate. The user interface is also by far the best of all displays and recorders on the market. It is also a recorder, so it allows you to record directly to SSD through the HDMI. With the A7 IV, it allows you to shoot in Apple ProRes, but it doesn't unlock any other codecs or features. Basically every filming aid that has ever been invented is available on this monitor. That includes focus peaking, false colors, histogram, exposure warnings, options to load custom LUTs, and so on. Regarding the batteries, original Sony NP-FZ100 batteries are the safest choice. They will always work, there will never be no warning messages or anything like that. At the moment, I don't think that saving money on third-party batteries is worth it. One exception might be the Nitecore batteries, which have special features such as Bluetooth connectivity or even USB-C charging. Regarding the chargers, Nitecore USN4 Pro is by far the best NP-FZ100 charger that I've ever used. It can charge two batteries simultaneously and it has a very useful screen that will show you the charge of the battery, health status, charging speed, and how much power already went into the battery. It supports quick charge, so it can charge the battery a lot faster than other chargers. It is very well made and it has a number of safety measures. It is also available for other types of batteries. For traveling, I also use these no-name dual chargers. These are very small and light and they have both USB-C and micro USB connectors. You can only get 6W single battery or 4W dual battery charging, but that is still okay. I have also been using these for a long time and they work with no issues. I will make a separate video of my A7 IV quote-unquote cinema rig, but I will mention some of my favorite components here. My preferred way of mounting accessories to the camera is to use a half cage. The reason why I prefer half cage over full cage is that it lets me use the grip on the camera and it adds less bulk in general. The main downside is that it doesn't protect the whole camera. This particular cage is one of the best that I've ever used. It is rather minimalistic, so it doesn't add much bulk at all. It still allows me to mount a monitor, a microphone or receiver, and a handle, which is all that I need. Importantly, it has an integrated Arca-compatible rail, which means that I don't need anything else to mount the camera to the tripod. One more add-on that I use with this half cage is HDMI lock reference 3000, which secures the full-size HDMI in place. Much like all SmallRig products that I've ever used, the machining and the overall quality of the cage is basically perfect. Another extremely important feature of this cage is that it has rubber pads on the inner part, so it won't damage the paint on your camera. Overall, I can highly recommend this cage for A7 IV and A7S III. Regarding the gimbals, the two that I recommend for the A7 IV are Zhiyun Weebill 2 and DJI RS2. The performance of both is excellent and both will provide extremely stable footage. The in-body image stabilization in A7 IV also works great on gimbals and it helps reduce the small vibration and shaking. DJI RS2 is probably the best gimbal in terms of the build quality thanks to the carbon fiber and other high quality materials. It is also the easiest to balance thanks to the coating on the arms and rail system on the mounting plate. The battery handle can be detached, which is very convenient for traveling. Weebill 2 uses so-called lab configuration with the batteries located above the handle. This configuration is very compact and easy to work with. One of the highlight features of the Weebill 2 is a large display which allows you to conveniently configure all of the parameters. RS2 might be a little bit more advanced gimbal, but the Weebill 2 is a better value. I think that the main criteria for choosing between these two is whether you prefer the classic crane style of RS2 or lap configuration of the Weebill 2. For carrying, I currently use the new PGYTECH OneGo bags a lot. 6-liter version is ideal for A7 IV with one lens attached and one extra lens. 10-liter version can accommodate the A7 IV with a lens attached and 2 extra lenses. These OneGo bags are very well made. One of the highlights of these bags is the material, which is basically indestructible. They also have a lot of smaller compartments on the inside. One of my favorite features of the 10-liter version is the hard shell on the inside, which is ideal for carrying glasses or other fragile pieces of equipment. Both come with 2 dividers, so the inner part is very configurable. Some say that these bags are Peak Design knockoffs, but that is not true. These are completely different bags with different features, materials, and loadout options. I currently use 3 backpacks: PGYTECH OneMo, Peak Design Everyday Backpack in 20-liter version, and Peak Design Everyday Backpack Zip in 15-liter version. PGYTECH OneMo is a 25-liter backpack with a modular configuration. In comparison to Peak Design backpacks, the space inside of the OneMo is much more usable, but the access is a little bit more difficult. A huge advantage of the OneMo is perfect position for mounting a tripod on the top of the backpack. This is, in my opinion, the best solution for carrying a tripod. All compartments are still accessible with the tripod attached, and as far as I understand, it is the best place in terms of the ergonomy. It also has a compartment suitable for carrying a gimbal in the front part. Overall, if you need to carry a tripod and a gimbal, PGYTECH OneMo is the most suitable backpack out there. 15-liter Everyday Backpack Zip by Peak Design is an ideal daypack for me personally. It still has the side access just like the larger backpacks, but the difference is that the zippers go all the way around. The access is still just as easy though. The build quality is again top notch. This is the new midnight blue color, which is currently my most favorite. 20-liter Everyday Backpack is kind of a middle option for me. I use it when I need more space or just prefer an easy access for a particular setup. This is version 1, which is fine in my opinion. It is still as good as new after 3 years of use because the materials and the build quality on these are great. A more advanced way of carrying A7 IV and lenses is a camera case or trunk. I recently got this B&W Outdoor Case 5000. This case is pretty much indestructible. It is extremely tough, very well made, and even water resistant. These are available in many shapes and sizes. This 5000 version is ideal for 2 or 3 bodies and 4 to 7 lenses depending on the size. The inner part is fully customizable. It comes with a pre-cut foam that you can configure to fit your specific cameras, lenses, and other gear. An alternative is this Velcro organizer, which is also highly customizable. Probably the biggest advantage of this kind of cases besides the durability is just the access. This case is one of my all-time favorite camera accessories that I've ever used, so I will make a separate video about this case. My favorite shotgun mic is still the Deity D3 Pro. It has an integrated battery that can be charged through USB-C. It powers on together with the camera, so you don't have to turn it on separately. 3.5mm audio cable is detachable, so if it breaks, you can get a new one. I also appreciate the rotating gain dial. I'm not an expert on audio, but I think that it sounds really good, so I can recommend it overall. A smaller option is this Mirfak N2. This is a very well made microphone which comes with an anti-shock mount, foam windshield, and a dead cat. It also sounds very good in my opinion, and I actually like it more than Rode Video Micro at the moment because of the build quality and included foam windshield. The third type of microphones that I use are compact wireless microphones. At the moment I use these WE10 Pro mics, also from Mirfak. This is a really good set with one receiver and 2 microphones that can be connected at the same time. Both receivers also have integrated microphones. One great feature that I like about these is that they have micro SD card slots and you can record the audio on SD cards in case that anything interferes with the wireless connection. They are generally very good wireless microphones, so I highly recommend them. So these were some of my favorite accessories, and I hope that this video will help you choose the right accessories for your A7 IV. So that's it for this video, thank you for watching, I hope that you liked this video and that you have found it to be useful. Stay tuned for more videos and maybe consider subscribing if you don't want to miss my future content. I appreciate your feedback in form of thumbs up or thumbs down. If you would like to ask anything or share opinion, please do so in the comment section, and see you next time.